and then it'll say water well search right on the front page of that.
Yes. Your name, please?
Stephen Schaefer. So I actually had two questions. One was for the Department of Natural Resources representatives. I was looking at your website today, and I was looking specifically for the blasting information. And under the blasting information, it said that the state standard is 133 decibels at the nearest dwelling. You also had on there that a pneumatic hammer, which I understand to be a jackhammer, is 100 decibels. So the state standard, if I understand correctly, is 133 or 33 decibels higher than a jackhammer at the nearest dwelling. Is that correct?
Okay, thank you. And thanks for looking up on the web page here. It is on the back of the page. These limits for ground vibration and air blast levels were specifically put into the law to prevent damage to structures. Window glass is the most sensitive construction material in a house or commercial building, whatever, that would be prone to breakage. Our limit is set much lower than what the actual decibels would be needed to crack or break a window. Now, the pneumatic hammer correlation was put in there to show that just operating a hammer does not necessarily cause damage to structures. And that's what our laws are written to prevent.
So the laws have nothing to do with my comfort or the comfort of the people nearby. It is strictly about breaking glass.
It is, protecting structures. Protecting
Protecting
structures. It is for protection of the structures, for the home and the materials that went into construction.
For everyone here to understand those numbers, a 30 dB increase is 1,000 times the sound. That's what 30 dB means. It's 1,000 times increase over the sound of a jackhammer. And that is the acceptable level at your house. I want to make sure that I was reading it correctly.
Well, yeah, you are reading that correct, but a jackhammer can go on and on. The blast, the air blast particularly, will last maybe a
After a
fraction
while,
of a
listen to
second.
that, you won't hear it at all. Thank you, sir. And this is for the representatives from Eden Sand and Gravel and from the state. On the underground mining fact sheet, when they're discussing water and any issues with water, it says that the mine must replace water loss due to mining to include replacement with a public water supply. Now, in the case of this area, to the best of my knowledge, the nearest public water supply is on Dayton Springfield Road, about 3 miles from where we are. Please, someone correct me if I'm wrong.
Redwood Pike.
Redwood Pike has water?
Redwood Pike in Brunswick.
Okay, so that goes about 2 miles in towards Enid. So, sir, my question to you is, how well bonded is Enid Sand and Gravel that if the need arose, Enid Sand and Gravel would be able to provide water from either Reaver Pike, all the way down Reaver Pike into this area, and then pump water to everyone here? Because I think that's a huge concern for everyone here that, if something bad happens and Enid Sand and Gravel says, well, sorry folks, we're going to close up shop and go home. We are home, and if we don't have water, it's not much of a home.
No, I understand. Let me clarify the question for a minute, though. I think you stated the standard for underground mining. The standard for surface mining is to replace like quantity and quality, I believe.
Okay, well, I was only looking at the one site, so it was underground mining.
Well, this wouldn't be an underground mine. This is a surface mine. Our obligation under state law is to replace like quantity and quality, which we're totally prepared to do.
So you're saying right now in front of this crowd that you are bonded to the point of probably tens of millions of dollars to run that water to here?
Well, it's not running public water. It's replacing a well of like quantity and quality You're stating the underground mine standard.
So how would you replace our lost water if it were to happen?
By improving your well. By either deepening your well, adding to your well. There's a lot of different methods to do that.
Okay, so you'd be drilling new wells for everyone?
Well, I hope not.
Worst case scenario.
But yes, the standard is by law that we have to replace your quantity and quality if it is so effective.
I like my quality right.
Okay.
Did you want a response from Udi and Ara on that as well?
No, ma'am.
I think, okay. He's responding that that was an adequate answer according to state law.
Okay, thank you.
Good evening, my name is Mark Henderson.
Excuse us, it's very difficult to
My name
hear.
is Mark Henderson. I have a question about is there anybody going to monitor air quality?
Air quality is an EPA standard, so they would be the ones, if you had any complaints regarding air quality, they would
I
be the
said
agency.
monitor.
Oh, the same agency, yeah, you'd have to ask them if they do any monitoring. I'm not aware if they do or not.
We did invite the OEPA to come tonight, and they did not send a representative. I want you to be aware of that. And I
Okay.
think,
I'll tell you this, I live in Echo Hills. I suffer from ALS. My breathing is down to below 50%. Any effect in the air quality, I won't be able to go outside, okay? So I'd like to understand this better and understand exactly what we're gonna be able to do about this.
Sir, Larry Schaefer from the Health Department said that he could address that question for you.
Okay?
The EPA issue is
The Division of Groundwater was invited to the meeting tonight. They felt that they had, that ODNR has the authority on this issue. ODNR had solicited comments from the Ohio EPA Division of Groundwater, which they did provide. And I would say that their comments were very similar to the Health Department comments. So they didn't feel like they had anything else to add to the meeting, and that ODNR had a regulatory authority, so they were leaving it up to them.
I'm sorry, did you have an, oh,
Sir, we are required to get air permits from the Ohio EPA. And no, they are not on site every day to monitor. We do monitor on a daily basis, however. We fill out a daily report with regard to dust. Basically, if we see dust, we correct it. Those are available to the public to see. We have to have air permits for our equipment, our roadways, and our stockpiles, and that is heavily regulated. We also, the Mine Safety and Health Administration also monitors our employees on site for respirable dust. NIOSH establishes tolerance levels for that, and we have to make sure we do not exceed those on site, and we don't.
I understand their regulations. Are you going to tell me that the air is going to be as good at my house in Echo Hills as it is today with you blasting?
Yes, I am with regard to that, but is the air at your house as good when the soybean field next to it is being combined? I mean, there's other sources of dust. I'm not picking on the farmers, the farm community by any means, but there's other sources of dust out there also.
A little bit different.
Agree? We deal with what we deal with now.
No, I understand, but we're heavily regulated when it comes to dust, and our employees are even monitored, so we stay below certain tolerance levels on site.
Okay, I have another question on the sound. The 130 decibels at the nearest dwelling, what is that? And I know we can. Somebody that remembers their engineering curriculum better than me can remember how to calculate what the sound is going to be at the high school when these kids are there all day long trying to study with blasting going on less than a mile away.
Well, for one thing, the blasting will occur only during certain times of the day. That will be with that air overpressure question. you can have thunder, you can have wind gusts in excess of 140 dB. So there can, in nature, you can experience air overpressure far above our legal limit, which is set at 133. So when they blast, they're required to put off their warning sirens, audible within a half mile. And those are our law requirements.
So there's a siren and blasting for our kids.
If I could expound upon that for just a minute, there will not be blasting that occurs every day. We establish certain blast times when we get input back from the community with regard to that. At this site, I just punched it into my calculator